What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. Today I am going to go over some of the things that you should know about starting a new game on the Isle of Siptah. The first thing that I'm going to cover is just real quick, guys, because you're going to figure this out for yourself. But for those of you that have not downloaded the Isle of Siptah DLC, you haven't bought it, a lot of the questions that I'm seeing is, can you switch between the Isle of Siptah and the Exiled Lands? So if we go into our single player, we just click continue here and we say play in single player. What it's going to do is give you this option. Do you want to play in the Exiled Lands or do you want to play in the Isle of Siptah? So it is generating two different save files for you on your computer. The same thing happens when you click new game and you go to single player. It's going to give you this option here. Do you want to play in the Exiled Lands? Do you want to play in the Isle of Siptah? And of course, the custom settings. Should you want to set that up, you can select your map here and then go through all the custom settings for your gameplay. Now, if you're going to play online, we now have this little map guy right here. So you can say any map, you can say only Exiled Lands maps or only Isle of Siptah maps. So all of those different things are in there so that you can pick whatever you want. Now, whatever character, whatever save you have, say on this official server, that's not going to change any of the saves you have on any of the other servers. So you can bounce between servers all you want. You just have to have a different character on every one because you can't transfer your character. Now, something that somebody had said during the live stream that I was doing was that they had an issue with running. Like, they were not able to run no matter what. And I'm having that issue right now. So if I press the sprint button, absolutely nothing is happening. My left shift isn't doing anything. If I press backspace, that's obviously supposed to make me walk. That's what that is. And you can barely see the camera move when I switch backspace, but I am unable to sprint at all right now. And what you need to do to fix this is actually just eat and drink, even if it says you are full on health, and then that's going to allow you to sprint. So there's currently a bug that somehow affects the amount of food that you have or the amount of water that you have. So if you're seeing that issue, all you need to do, eat or drink, and that's going to fix the issue. You will then be able to sprint again. And I'm guessing that this issue is not only in the Isle of Siptah. This is likely an issue in the Exiled Lands as well. And hopefully the devs will see this and get it fixed. Now, one thing that's become very important in the Exiled Lands throughout your gameplay, but definitely early on, is aloe. And you can't find any aloe on the beach. There isn't any aloe that I've seen on the beach. So what you want to do is find these streams that come in. You can find them all around the Exiled Lands, kind of in these different areas. Any of these little streams that come in, you're going to find a ton of aloe along the shores. So you can see there's some there, there's some there. Some of them are a little bit farther back, but pretty much all the way along any of these streams, you're going to find aloe along those streams, along the banks of those streams. Now, this makes sense because this would technically be fresh water, where the water that's out on the shore would be salt water, although you could drink it for the same amount of hydration in either place. But that's where you're going to want to come for your aloe. So early game, make sure that you get to one of these streams. And there's streams really close to all the different starting areas that you can get to and kind of get in and get all that aloe. That way you can make the bandages that you need before you get to the point where you need that for aloe extract. Getting Thralls in the Exiled Lands is an event. And you can see what's happening on the screen right now. This right here. This is the event that you're going to see in the sky when Thralls become available on the map. Now, Thralls will become available across the entire map. And what you're going to find is across the map, there will be wild surges. Now, during these surge times, you can use some of the ley shrines to get those Thralls to come to you, and you can influence the type of thralls that you want to get. Now, what you're going to see is this guy come popping out of that cloud, whoever that is, holy smokes. But he's going to shoot these lightning bolts around the map. And if we pull up our map, we can see we have a wild surge here, we have a wild surge here, and we have a wild surge here. So let's go ahead and head over to this one here. And what you're going to see is a funnel cloud just like that. Now, what you want to do is get directly below that funnel cloud right here, okay? So right here we have a wild surge. If we look up, we can actually see the exiled lands through that portal. And we have NPCs. Now, named NPCs don't come in the wild surges. In order to get named NPCs, you are going to have to control the surge through the Ley Shrine. But you could definitely pick up a low-level NPC here at one of these and have him be your buddy until you get to the point where you can use the Ley Shrine, because it is a process and it's not really something that you're going to be able to do early game. And each one of these wild surges only drops enemies one time. So if we head over to this one, we'll see the enemies drop out. Here comes the Thralls. We can grab whatever we want. If we want to knock it out and take it back to the base. There's a Relic Hunter Fighter 2, another Fighter 2, a Dancer. It's a dude. We're not sure about that. Sorry, dude. No. And so we can knock them out. We can kill them either way. However you do it, once they are all cleared out, you're going to see this portal disappear. You only get one drop of Thralls out of each one of the wild surge portals. So there you can see it disappear on the screen. So then during the time that the surge is going, you can come to a Ley Shrine that's operable. There is one that's operable right here. I haven't checked the other ones to see if they're operable. I will do a full guide on the Ley Shrines at some point, but if you come up here and you have the right resources, what you could do is interact with this. And that's actually decayed. That's because I left it there earlier. Let's loot it. Can I loot it? No. Can I summon them here? Let's summon them here. There we go. We have summoned the surge here. Now, I put a ton of stuff in there through the admin panel. I did not get all that stuff myself. But what we could do is we can come over here and the Thralls will start dropping on this platform. So there we have a Black Hand Ringleader. We have a Black Hand Master Archer. We have another Ringleader and a Black Hand Archer. Ooh, we also have a Dancer. Dancer 1, but at least it's a female. So there are 3 pads around this that will spawn the NPCs. So you can see all the way around this. I am God mode. I am cloaked. So that is why they're not attacking me. We'll look at the last one. We have Baby Deer up here. Black Hand, Black Hand, Black Hand Master Archer. So I think those guys are named, and the ringleaders, I'm gonna call them named as well. Now there's something that's really cool here, guys, is if you put Eldarium in here, if you have it in there, and then you just run up and you hit the interact button on this, watch what happens. Boom. It just knocks out. It just knocks them out. So some of them it doesn't work on. Like these guys it didn't work on. There's plenty in there. 72 still in there. If I do this, it says no potential thralls were found. So we're just gonna grab a truncheon. We're gonna test on these guys and see. So those guys are not knockable. Oh, lady, you feeling good down there? You okay? You got a headache? Now, eventually I'll do a full guide on Thralls. You'll know what exactly to put in the Ley Shrine and how to get the best Thralls. Once I have time to sit down and figure all that out, I will put that guide together and I'll upload it to my channel. I just wanted to show you these are the two places where you can get Thralls. So it all comes in the Surge. This one is player controlled, this one is wild. You will not get named Thralls in the wild Surge. The named Thralls only come in the Surge that you summon. And additionally, everybody can see that on the map. When you summon a Surge to a certain location, everybody that's playing on that server knows that you summoned a Surge there and can come and steal your Thralls. So keep that in mind. I was actually really surprised once I got to this location that this location did not act like a battle standard. I thought once you got to this location, whether you were on PvE or PvP, this would be a PvP zone. Because potentially, what do you have to lose if you come up here and steal a Thrall in PvE? Absolutely nothing. So the only defense against that is going to be either playing on a server that's super friendly where people aren't going to do that, or you're going to have to grab those Thralls and take off with them right when you see them. So you've got a group of people that are going to have to come up here and do this, or you're just going to have to say goodbye to them. Or when somebody grabs it on a rope, you're going to pull out your archery skills, you're going to grab your bow, and you're going to shoot that Thrall on that rope until that Thrall is dead, and they're going to leave empty-handed. Those are the only ways I see those interactions working out. So the last thing that I want to say in this video is I had to admin spawn in the recipe for this dance. So when you find the dance, when you find the recipe for this dance, let me know where you found it. I'll give you a shout out. That's the prize. The first person that gets me the location to get the recipe, and I don't care whether it's dropped by a boss, whether you find it on the ground, or you have to summon a certain Surge to get that recipe. I want to know where you find it. Leave that in the comment section of this video and I'll shout you out in a video in the future. And that's all I have for you today, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. There's a couple of videos coming up on the screen. You can pick one of those to watch next. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. I'll catch you next time. Peace. I'd like to give a big shout out to all my YouTube members. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button below that says join. That'll give you all the details. I'd like to thank all my subscribers for their continued support, likes, comments, and general awesomeness. If you're not subscribed, you can start your free trial today and cancel at any time. Clicking the bell is highly recommended so you get notified when I upload another video.